Welcome back everyone, GS Raw. Today's video is about this machine here. Over here, we know this as an RS200. Look to the side. It's like an RS200, but it's not. This is what we call a Lexus Theo Altezza. As you see, it comes with a 4-cylinder. It's a 4-cylinder, what we call a Beams engine. Loads of Caribbeans and stuff know about this engine. They put them in old Toyota Starlets, and they do all types of weird and wonderful things to them. This customer, we knew from when we was back in Essex, was when we started playing with this car. It came to us naturally aspirated. Customer had a few clutch issues which we sorted out, and we just generally serviced it, looked after it, maintained it, because the actual guy who owned it was struggling to find people what knew about the engine, people what would actually work on it, because a lot of garages these days don't want to work on things that they don't understand, which I don't blame them, because you don't want to get involved in things that you just don't know. But because we've been around Japanese engines for a long time, we sort of know about them. Sort of. The bottom end of this engine is a 3S GTE, which you'll find in your Celica, your MR2 turbos. It's like the 4G63 for Toyota. So it's a 2-litre, same base, just like all the rest, the Honda, blah 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 blah. This is Toyota's version. It has a different head. This head has VVTi, what we call variable valve timing. So it moves the cams around, tries to extract torque from low down and blah. Just read about VVT, you'll know what it does. But yeah, it's a fabulous engine. In NA form, it makes roughly about 200 horsepower from Japan. The guy, the owner, wanted it, he liked it, but he wanted it a little bit quicker, and he bought a Greddy turbo kit for it. So way back, I'd say about 5, 6 years ago, all this stuff, as you see, Greddy, all this came as a kit with a little TDO4, I think it's a TDO4, yeah, little TDO4 max. It'll make about 260 horsepower. We managed to get to about 260 horsepower with a E-manage and quite a basic setup, but it all came from Japan. And what's lovely about Japanese kits, as you see how lovely everything fits. You won't have to do anything. It's so tight in here. You look how tight they've had to get past all the power steering, blah blah, but it fits lovely. So he used it, happy with it, a few years. Obviously next stage is what we recommended to him way back when he was in Essex, was to go for a better ECU, something like a Link G4X, any form of something better, something standalone that we could tune it better, because the Greddy E-management is sort of crude. It's a piggy bank, so it's working off the standard stuff. But it worked for what he wanted. So we moved garage, we came to here. Hadn't seen him for a few years. He listened to what we said. He got the ECU put on. He also put a set of injectors on it, and they tuned it in Essex. I don't know, but it was tuned to about 300 and something horsepower, which to us, the TDO4. The limit of the TDO4 is about 260, 270 if you're pushing it hard. To get 300 out of it, you're pushing it hard, really hard. And what you've got to remember is this big old engine, all engine, turbo engines, they come through a manifold, go into this little housing, and all the air comes back out through this exhaust. So if you ain't got a turbo adequate for the size of the engine, you're going to find you're trying to push all those gases through a hole about this big. Tiny. TDO4 back wheels about this big. It's what we call choking. So we imagine the engine was choking at that point. Resulted in him having a hole in the block. I've got the block over here. As you can see, that's the con rod inside there. That's a hole. That shouldn't be there. Shouldn't have none of that. Look at the pistons. If you look at the pistons, there's no real dent marks on these pistons. It means that it wasn't denting to death. I've looked at all the pistons, especially number 2, wasn't denting to death. Go back to the story of back pressure. It's probably back pressure so much through the TDO4 that it's broken the bolts on the rod and then through the block. But that's fine, stuff happens. That's how you go faster. People get so disappointed with things like that. But a lot of my customers, which I like about them, They're progressive. When things happen, they're looking for the next step. So, years later, brought the car back to us, to here, rebuilt, another block. We had to find another block for it. Completely rebuilt it with Wiseco 1400 HDs, slightly lower compression, 9.5 to 1, because obviously we want to run it turbo now. It's got Manley rods, Wiseco 1400 HDs, toe the head gasket, ARP bolts, up and down, brand new oil pump, and all the rest of the goodies what you need to do to rebuild an engine. Paddle clutch as well now in it, before he's running a standard clutch. And previously, what we noticed is that these cars are NA, so the fuel pump doesn't have a return on these cars, like a Honda KC. I think some of the Hondas like that. NAs are regulated inside the pump, with a little regulator inside the pump. So the people who tuned it before tuned it in the same way which it came, which is fine up to a certain degree. Past a certain degree, because you're not having, what this does is, we've added all of this. This is a fuel pressure regulator. This doesn't come on the factory. And we've made a whole return line all the way back. On a boosted car, this vacuum pipe here, when that car comes on boost, the pressure of the boost goes in here. This thing has a little valve, and the air, the pressure, is on top of the valve. And as the boost is rising, it creates a rising rate with the fuel. So the pressure of the boost, 0, 0 boost, then plus boost, all of a sudden we rise rate. So that's ensuring that all these injectors are rising rate with the boost. That creates the ability to map the car correctly, have a steady fuel pressure rate, and when it gets to the boost, it'll just hold that rate, and you will map it according to how the injectors are fueling. How they had it before would not have had a rising rate. So it would have been like me opening a tap, and as it boost climbs up, I have to open the tap more and more, instead of a tap going to this pressure, holding that pressure, and then I regulate it and tune it along that pressure. You know, it's not the correct way of what it should have been done. It's not what totally caused it to blow up, because as you see, there's no dent marks on top of the pistons. But if you want it to last and do it the proper way, this needs to be added. And the reason why we've had this, because you've built a very expensive engine, it's all run properly, and we've added this. This is what we call a Q25. It's a company what we use, we're trying it out. Very similar to a Garrett G series. It will make, this turbo will happily make at a good rate, let's say you're talking a lot of boost, around 600 horsepower at a lot of boost. When I say a lot of boost, over 2 bar. You're going to need 2 point something bar to get to that. But this customer's not looking for 600 horsepower, but he wants the car to wake up nice and early, just like how it used to wake up on the TD04. It won't be that early, but it'll be very similar. And then still have the ability to make 500 horsepower at a sensible boost, which could be anywhere up to 1.8 going to 2 bar. So this is the story of this Altezza. This is where we are with it now. It's all built, it's all ready. There's a few little things which we need to finish off. This area has the battery here. I need to make a heat shield, cover all this area, because you've got a cam sensor here as well, which will cook. And when it's, because he's had it before on the old engine. This is what we call a cam sensor. This is the downpipe here. Original downpipe was 2.5 inch. Because of the bigger turbo, it's 3 inch now. All this was fabricated, made by us. So now I'm going to heat shield this whole area, all around all of this, to keep the heat away from spreading all here. As you can see, we've got this long intake which came with the Grady kit, but we looked at every angle of this, and I see why Grady done it. There's literally nowhere else you can put this intake. You can't put it here, you'll be sucking in loads of hot air. This is the only sensible place. It's a bit of a long intake, and it's going to create slight different talk readings by the length of it, but it's all good for where he's going with it. It will be okay. To get a decent intake on this, we'd have to modify the radiator to a shorter rad, half size, and then come here, where it will collect air in here. But again, it's not making a 700 horsepower crazy drag machine. This is just a street car, full interior, full lovely leather interior. It drives every day if he wants it to. If you look out, it's quite a very nice car as well. Very clean, very nice. This was imported from Japan and he's had it for years. Yeah, like different things sometimes. Like it's not. We do a lot of evos. A lot of evos, as you can see, we're probably known for evos, but the whole platform of the Japanese JDM thing for me, it's like it doesn't matter what name it is, whether it's Honda, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Toyota, they're all just magical machines. Each one of them has a beauty in them of their own. You know, like it's hard to criticize one from another. What's great about Japanese cars is you pick your tool and you can make it into anything. From a Charade 3-cylinder Daihatsu Charade to a Toyota Supra 6-cylinder RB. You pick your machine and you can make it into anything. If you want to run a 9, an 8, yeah, some are harder than the others. Some of you got to do a bit more work, but that's the beauty and the challenge of the whole thing. So yeah, man, this is GS Raw. Just giving you a little insight, background, real life, none of this shiny cap and, you know, super clean mechanic, because you get grimy in this to do this. So yeah, man, like stay tuned. I'm gonna do a next video when we have it on the dyno. Don't know what it's gonna make, but at what boost. But we're looking to get around 4. Get over 4, and I think that would be happy. That would be for him good. Gearbox. Again, these Altezza gearboxes, we've changed about 3 of them on this for this customer. Even when it's in NA form, it broke the gearbox, but it doesn't break the gearbox. What it does, the input shaft on the sleeve for the release bearing, that sleeve is such a weak metal that the sleeve breaks. Oh. There's a solution to this. I don't know why no company out there's made it. That whole unit, the sleeve, bolts off. Quite a simple sort of square unit for sealed, right? Make it in billet. Make that little bit in billet, sell it to these people, and it'll stop them having to do a whole conversion to put a BMW or some type of stronger gearbox on it. Because if it keeps doing it, these gearboxes are so rare to find. They're not the normal IS gearbox. They're just exclusive to this engine. And you're talking about £1,500 second hand. So when you bought 3 of them, look how much money's gone. See what I mean? Sleeve in the middle, billet, sell it. Even if you sold it for £400-500, better than £1,500 so many times. So yeah, there you go. Just made somebody a business plan. Yeah. So thank you again. May God bless. Don't know why I do this. It's just to show. It might help somebody. Might be interesting to somebody. Stay tuned. Next time I'll have a next interesting thing for you. God bless.